Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to Affairscloud, Learn to Lead. My name is Vikas Rana. So students, we have an app by the name Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store for Android phones. Once you have downloaded and logged in with your Gmail ID, you will be transferred to your home page where you can see all the courses that are offered by us. Once you have purchased the course, you can see your courses in the My Course section. But why our courses are so better? Why we think we provide you one of the best content? Because we provide you content on daily basis. In the daily basis, we provide you current affairs with 20 questions quiz as well as the PDF of the current affairs of daily. Then similarly for weekly, on weekly basis we provide you current affairs PDF as well as a 50 questions quiz that will help you to revise all the content that you have learned. Then on monthly basis also we provide you top 100 current affair questions PDF that will be the compiled PDF of the 100 questions of that particular month that will be very helpful for you. And not just this friends, we provide you in English as well as in Hindi too. So both English and Hindi students can enjoy our courses. Apart from this friends, we also provide you banking related question answers, the banking related MCQ questions, the quizzes that will help you prepare for the bank exams. Not just that friends, we provide you a new way of learning, that is your infotainment infographics. That is a different and interesting way of learning. Apart from this, we cover 20 topic wise current affairs. These topics are important such as apps, portals, important days, books and authors days, national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, all these topics, these are highly important and questions from these particular topics are asked. Also we cover state-wise current affairs also that will help you to prepare for your state exams. Also friends, as I told you, if you use the code Vikas10, you will be given extra 10% discount on the purchase you make. If you have any problem regarding login and your application, then you can contact us on support@of Affairscloud.com. This is our email ID and you can contact us on our mobile phone, that is 9677333886. Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of 11th of November. The session will be very interesting, so do pay attention till the end. First we'll go for revision and then we'll proceed to the today's current affairs. The revision questions or the news will be very important, so stay tuned. Alright, first, government has recently launched a portal that was Koila Darpan portal. This Koila Darpan portal was to share the key information indicators of the coal sector. That means all the progress, all the construction that is going on, all the updates regarding the coal sector will be provided on this particular web portal / website, because portal is website only. Alright, and it was launched by Government of India by the name Koila Darpan. So the question can be asked, recently government has launched a portal for coal sector to share their key information or to share the data among the citizens. What is the name of that portal? It will be Koila Darpan. Next, Lok Sabha Secretariat has launched a digital Sansad application, alright, to make all the proceeding, to make all the paperwork to be digitized. This particular digital Sansad application was launched by whom? Lok Sabha Secretariat. Question will be direct, that Lok Sabha Secretariat launched a digital application or launched a mobile application. Can you tell me the name of the application? It will be Digital Sansad application. Next, recently an AI based, that is your artificial intelligence based platform for the disabled job seekers was launched. What was the name of it? It was Swarajability. Important. Swarajability is the name of that platform where the disabled person can seek jobs appointments. Alright, they can have their various opportunities will be listed on this particular Swarajability application, where various disabled individuals can go and look for jobs or look for employment. Next, World Health Organization WHO has launched a Quit App Tobacco. Alright, this was a Quit Tobacco app. This was launched in order to allow people and help people in quitting the tobacco or in order to quit the smoking. Alright, on this particular application, various information will be provided, many multiple question answers will be answered here. Alright, if any individual is having any symptoms or if any individual is having any kind of way in which he is not able to give up this habit of smoking, then all these answers will be provided, like how you should prioritize your time, how you should avoid thinking about smoking, how you should when you are having cravings regarding smoking or cigarette, then what you should do to avoid that. All that information will be provided on this particular quit tobacco app, and it was launched by WHO. Next is Dharma Guardian. Dharma Guardian is an exercise that was conducted between two forces. Can you tell me the name? It was between India and Japan. Highly important, mark this. India and Japan conducted this particular exercise by the name Dharma Guardian. Highly important, friends. Alright, question can be asked that Dharma Guardian is between which two countries? It is between India and Japan. Next is Operation Ganga. We have done this also multiple times. Then what was Operation Ganga? Operation Ganga was started when Russia attacked Ukraine, and during that time all the Indians that were stuck in Ukraine were brought back to India by under the mission that was Operation Ganga. And you can see it was Air India, that was the aircraft of Air India was used here to evacuate around 15,000 Indians from Ukraine. Alright. Next is Scotch State of Governance ranking. Alright, in this particular Scotch State of Governance ranking, Andhra Pradesh has secured the top position. This is also important. Alright, Andhra Pradesh secured the top position in the Scotch State of Governance ranking for the year 2021. Second position was of West Bengal, third of Odisha, fourth Gujarat, fifth Maharashtra, sixth Telangana. Next, which is the first state to introduce carbon neutral farming? It is your Kerala. The state to introduce, first state of India to introduce carbon neutral farming, it is your Kerala. What is carbon neutral farming? That means the products that we will be using here, or the generators that we will be using here to either irrigate the field, or either to plough the field, or either to sow the field, various other reasons that we are using, we won't be using any technology or any fuel that will be creating pollution or that will be harming our environment. Alright, so it is your first state to introduce carbon neutral farming, that was introduced by Kerala. Next is, if we talk about the ICC Women's World Cup for the year 2022, who won this? It was Australian team who has won the Women's Cricket World Cup for the year 2022, and this is for the record 7th time that they have won this ICC Women's World Cup for the year 2022. Next, former Revenue Secretary Ajay Bhushan Pandey has been appointed as the NFRA chairperson. Mark this. Former Revenue Secretary Ajay Bhushan Pandey has been appointed as the NFRA chairperson. Next is a data was released in which it stated that India stood at third position in the terms of billionaire population globally. Mumbai houses the most of the country's super wealthy, whereas if we talk about globally, the rank of India was third. On the top it was USA, followed by China. Then now it is India on the third position with the maximum number of billionaire population globally. Alright, and in India too, which is the state that has the maximum number of billionaire population, it is Maharashtra, and if asked about city, it will be Mumbai. Alright. Next we are talking about Liberal Democracy Index. This Liberal Democracy Index was released by VDEM. Alright, Liberal Democracy Index of VDEM's report. In this, the rank of India. What was the rank of India? 93rd. Alright, in VDEM Institute released this particular Liberal Democracy Index where the rank of India was 93rd. Next, if we talk about an obituary, we all know Shane Warne. Shane Warne is a very famous Australian cricket player. He was a all-rounder who has recently passed away. He is related to which sport? He is related to cricket. He is related to which country? He is related to Australia. Next we will be talking about a supercomputer. Supercomputer, we know the speed of a supercomputer is measured in flops, that is floating operations per second. So recently a petascale supercomputer by the name Param Ganga was established at IIT Roorkee under your NSM, that is your National Supercomputing Mission. Alright, I repeat, Param Ganga is the name of the supercomputer that was established where? It was established at IIT Roorkee, and the speed of the supercomputer is measured in flops. Which is the responsible ministry here? Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology. Next, Professor Narayan Pradhanji has been elected for the GD Birla Award for Scientific Research. So, three things you need to remember here. Name of the person, that is Professor Narayan Pradhan, and he has been selected for which award? He has been elected for GD Birla Award, and for which field? For scientific research. Next, Equality Day. For the first time, or you can say every year now on 14th of April will be marked as the Equality Day in the memory of B.R. Ambedkar as per Tamil Nadu government. Mark this news also, this is also important. Alright, Equality Day on 14th of April, and it will be in the memory of B.R. Ambedkar. Next is Max Verstappen. He has won the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix and he drives for Red Bull. Who is the person who has been awarded with the Knighthood Award? He was Lewis Hamilton, and he drives for Mercedes, and he is from which country? He is from Britain only. So now friends, we'll move to the today's current affairs. So let's start. First news that we are discussing is that India has recently released their first sovereign bonds framework. What are these green bonds? So first of all, you should know this. A green bond is basically a type of a fixed income instrument that is specifically used or demanded to raise money for climate and environmental projects. I repeat, what is a green bond? A green bond is basically a fixed income instrument that has been released to raise money for climate and environmental project. As I have told you, whenever there is a term green, that means it is related to making your environment clean and safer place. So India's first sovereign green bonds framework was recently launched. Our Union Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, has approved the final and first sovereign bond framework of India, and these are also known by the name SGRB. Highly important. Alright, and this approval is on the lines of the Union Budget of fiscal year 23 announcement. Now, there's some important points that you need to note here is that India's commitment on prevention of the environment is enshrined in the Article 48A of the Constitution. Question can be asked that under which article is India commitment or India talking about keeping our environment clean? So it comes under Article 48A. Then there are some other commitments that have been made by India, such as to reach a capacity of 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel energy capacity by the year 2030, to achieve 50% of its energy requirements from renewable energy by the year 2030. Then reduction of total projected carbon emissions by 1 billion tons from now to 2030. Reduction of carbon intensity of the economy by 45% by 2030 over 2005 levels. That means to achieve by 40 that were in 2005 levels. Then achieving the target of net zero emissions by the year 2030. And similarly, we talk about the Indira Gandhi International Airport. What is the target year to become carbon neutral? 2030. Alright, so this is also important. The article that you need to remember, it is 48A, and recently green bonds, that is your sovereign green bonds, has been recently approved by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Alright, and these bonds will be used, or the amount collected from these bonds will be used to finance the development projects that will be related to climate. Alright, to work on those climate related sustainable development goals. Here, if we talk about some of the highlights of this particular news, that these sovereign green bonds will focus on funding solar projects. They will be followed by wind and small hydro projects. Here you can see these are the renewable sources of energy. Then all the fossil fuel related projects and biomass based renewable energy projects that rely on feedstock from protected areas are not a part of this framework. Government of India aims to issue 160 billion rupees, that is $1.93 billion of such bonds between October and March 2023. There will not be any incentives or tax concessions on these particular sovereign green bonds. Next news. Next, we are talking about Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat has released a dynamic groundwater resource assessment report. And this report stated that the amount of groundwater is increasing in India. Alright, and this is a very good news for India that was released under the report, that is National Compilation on Dynamic Groundwater Resources of India. And this report was jointly carried out by Central Groundwater Board and states and union territories together. Alright, and it stated, as I said, that the amount of groundwater has been increasing in India, and this is very important. This assessment shows an increase in groundwater recharge, which can be attributed primarily to increased recharge from the canal seepage, return flow of irrigation water, recharges from water bodies, and water conservation structures. That means in the whole, we can say, you have to remember the amount of groundwater in India is recharging, and the levels of these groundwaters which were earlier considered to be going down are now replenishing. Next is stellar growth in India's data center capacity. That means, what is a data center capacity? Which keeps the data of various organizations, which maintains a database where you will be able to see various processors are there, where all those big institutions keep their data, where all the data is being stored so that people can use it. So a data center is basically a physical space with network computers, storage compute systems, and computational infrastructure that organization utilizes to store, assemble, process, and distribute massive amount of data. As per the data, if we talk about, as of March 2022, India had 138 data centers with a projected increase to 183 by the year 2025. United States of America is the world's leader with over 2700 data centers, followed by Germany with 487 data centers. So question can be asked, which is the country that is topping or which is on the top in the terms of data centers? It will be United States of America. Next, here we can see India's data center capacity is rapidly increasing, reaching 637 megawatts in the first half of the calendar of the first half, and it is predicted to reach around 1318 megawatts by the year 2024. Earlier in 2014, the data center industry was valued at $385 million but has increased by 216% to 20 has been increased to $1.2 billion in 2021. India is ranked 30th in the world in terms of the number of data centers, and who has topped here? It is United States of America, followed by Germany. Alright, next news is important, friends. Here, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has launched a new challenge stage 2, that was Transport for All Challenge Stage 2. It was to encourage startups to develop various innovative solutions to transport problems that the various cities are facing. Alright, I repeat, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Who is the minister here? Hardeep Singh Puri. Alright, they launched Transport for All Challenge Stage 2, and here this is an initiative under which various startups will be encouraged so that they can develop various innovative solutions that will be solving the transport problem in the various cities. To be precise, 46 cities of India. Alright, here if we talk about this Transport for Challenge Stage 2, this is an initiative of Ministry of Housing Affairs, as I just told you, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. It was organized in partnership with ITDP, that is Institute for Transportation and Development Policy, as a co-host and challenge coordinator. The World Bank as the knowledge partner, Startup India and City Innovation Exchange as the technology partner, and ASRTU, that is your Association of Road Transport Undertaking, as city engagement partner. So these are the organizations that jointly organize this Transport for All Startup Challenge. And what it is to encourage the various startups working in this domain, to encourage them and to build various innovative solutions that will be solving the transport problem in the 46 cities of India. It aims at enhancing the mobility experience of citizens, focusing on digital innovation, and also invites citizens and innovators to develop contextual solutions to improve formal and informal public transport. Alright, so that was your startup for Transport for All Challenge Stage 2, and it has been launched by whom? Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Next news. India saved over $4 billion in fuel cost through solar power from Jan to the month of June. Highly important. Alright, a report was recently released by the energy think tank that was Amber. Alright, Amber along with CERA and IEEFA. These three organizations jointly, as you can see here, Amber, CERA and IEFA, these three organizations jointly released a report and that stated that the amount of energy or the amount of money that India saved was close to $4.2 billion. This amount of money, how they saved this money, because in spect of this, if we are not using the solar energy, if India were not using solar energy, we would have spent around $4.2 billion on using the various types of fuel, be it generator, that is diesel fuel for generators, be it petrol, to get energy. Alright, so here we can see according to a report, and what was the name of the report that stated this data? The Sunny Side of Asia. Alright, and it stated that India saved around $4.2 billion in revenue in terms of fuel they would have spent if they wouldn't have used solar energy. Alright, now they are using solar energy, and we know Rajasthan is one of the best state that is performing in terms of solar energy, and it also became the first state to achieve 10 gigawatts of solar energy. So we can say that in future this amount, that is $4.2 billion, this will keep on increasing as we are now becoming more and more solar dependent. All right, we are shifting from non-renewable sources of energy to renewable sources of energy. Can you just tell me which is the first state in India, or you can say that has become, not first state, first city in India that became the solar city of India, 100% solar city? It was Modhera. What was the name of it? Modhera. And where is this Modhera located? It is located in the state of Gujarat. Alright, so let's revise this report. This report was released by Amber, CERA, that is Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, and Institute for Energy Economics and Financial Analysis. They stated that they released a report that was the Sunny Side of Asia, and they stated that India has saved around $4.2 billion by shifting to solar energy. Alright, this amount of fuel has been saved by India. Here we another in this particular report that stated that over the last decade, top 5 economies with solar capacity are now within Asia. That include China on the first position, Japan on the third, India on the fifth, South Korea in the eighth, and Vietnam in the ninth position. So mark this. All right. Next is Ministry of Defense, that is MOD, is the highest recruiter or biggest employer in the world. Alright, let's talk about it. Recently, a data was released that stated that if we are talking about the biggest employers in the world, then it will be your Ministry of Defense. Alright, as per the data released by Statistica Infographic, remember, here you can see in this particular report, on the first it is Ministry of Defense from India with 2.92 million people. Second is US Department of Defense with 2.91. Third is People's Liberation Army of China. Then fourth Walmart, and fifth Amazon. Alright, if we are talking about tech giants, then Samsung is the largest recruiter in the world. Coming back to this particular news, remember globally if we are talking about a report that was released by CIPRI, it stated that the 5 largest spender on military in the year 2021, who were they? China, it was US, followed by China, followed by India, then UK and Russia. Here we can see this is the list in terms of decreasing order that US has spent the most in terms of arms or in defense in 2021. Alright, and the military they spent the largest, followed by China and India. So in this particular report, India was on the third position. Alright, next is Ministry of Home Affairs has completed Mother Tongue Survey project of 576 languages. In this you need to understand MTSI term. What is this? MTSI, this is Mother Tongue Survey of India. Recently, a Mother Tongue Survey of India, that is a project that surveys mother tongues which are regularly returned consistently across 2 or more census decades. It also records the linguistic characteristics of this language chosen. First of all, you need to remember which is the ministry that organizes this Mother Tongue Survey of India. It is organized by Ministry of Home Affairs. Then you should know that in India, India is a home to various languages, various cultures, and multiple languages are spoken in India. So, in order to keep a record of all those languages, to keep a data, this particular multi-tongue survey of India was launched. All right, then according to this linguistic survey of India, a regular research activity in the country since the sixth 5-year plan. In this, what we do is we talk about the various languages, various mother tongues that are returned consequently across 2 or more decades census. That means every 10 years we have a census, and recently it was in 2021 that the census was to be held, but it was postponed due to COVID-19. Then if we talk about Hindi, remember in the census of 2011, around 43.6% people considered Hindi to be their mother tongue. After Hindi, it was Bengali in India that was considered to be the mother tongue of around 8% of the population. Alright, highly important. Then, if we talk about it, it is the Ministry of Home Affairs that has successfully completed Mother Tongue Survey of India with a field videography of 576 languages and dialects across the country. According to this annual report, a web archive would be established at the National Informatics Center to preserve and analyze the original flavor of each indigenous mother tongue. Next news. Next is Atal Innovation Mission. They have launched a women-centric challenge under the ANIC program. What is this ANIC program? It is Atal New India Challenge. Alright, so remember recently the phase 2 of the second edition of the Atal New India Challenge was recently addressed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Basically, this program, or under this program, various problems, various challenges that are faced by the women in their life are addressed, and here the Prime Minister has encouraged the women to live their life to the fullest potential. Alright, then if we talk about this ANIC Women Centric Challenge, this addresses the major issues that are faced by women from all the spheres of life. This include driving women's hygiene through innovation, innovations to improve women's safety, professional networking opportunities for women, innovations that make working mothers' life better, easing the life of rural women. Alright, so these are some of the challenges that are faced by women. Alright, so apart from this, what is this? If we talk about it, here you can see this ANIC. This is an initiative by Atal Innovation Mission, that is of Niti Aayog, and that aims to seek, select, support and nurture technology based innovations that solve sectoral changes of the national importance and societal relevance through a grant based mechanism of up to 1 crore rupees. Alright, highly important. Alright, so this is your ANIC program. This ANIC program, what is the full form of it? Atal New India Challenge. Then remember, it was aim of Niti Aayog that has launched this women centric challenge under phase 2 of the second edition of the Atal New India Challenge, that is second edition of this ANIC. Alright, highly important. Next. Then remember, Atal Innovation Mission hosted a Mentor India Roundtable to celebrate EMOC. What is this EMOC? That is your Explanatory Mentors of Change. I repeat, Atal Innovation Mission hosted Mentors India Roundtable to celebrate EMOC. Remember this. Then that Mentor India is a strategic national development program of AIM of Niti Aayog that hires professionals, academians and industry experts, mentors to teach students at adult tinkering labs and startup. That means, what is a mentor? Mentor is basically a teacher who is helping individuals in gaining knowledge or various information in a particular field. So as simple as that. Alright. Then next we will be talking about Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is related to which sport? He is related to F1 racing. He is a British F1 racer, and we talked about Lewis Hamilton that he drives for Mercedes, and he was honored with the knighthood award. Also remember recently that F1's Lewis Hamilton has been awarded with the honorary Brazilian citizenship. Very important. Alright, he was awarded with honorary Brazilian citizenship during a ceremony in the country's capital of Brasilia. Highly important, friends. Mark this. Next we are talking about National Payment Corporation of India has introduced Bheem app open source license model. What is open source license model? See, whenever you go for a development of a program, like you are developing a software, all right, either you can go for the rights of it, that means you can patent that software and that software will be registered in your name and only you can use it. But on the other hand, if we make it open source, that means if it is an open source license, any individual on this world can use that particular software to enhance it or to make it even better, to add various technologies to it, to add various other programs and features to that particular existing open source model. So similarly, what NPCI did is to in order to encourage innovation, in order to encourage more features, and in order to help the various MSME organization sectors that will be using this particular Bheem app open source license code to develop their own application, and that will be bringing more features to it. Alright, so remember, it was National Payment Corporation of India that was introduced the Bheem app open source license model with the aim of achieving digital payments for all. Alright, under this, the source code of Bheem will be licensed to the regulated entities that do not use unified payment interface app of their own and empowers them to launch their own UPI app. This also extends any new feature that get launched on the Bheem app for the entities to continue accessing the Bheem app's upgraded features. Next is National Investment and Infrastructure Fund Limited, that is NIIFL. NIIFL has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Japan Bank for International Corporation to promote the and enhance the Japanese investment in India. That means in order to bring more investment from Japan into India, a particular MOU was signed between two organizations of India. They were National Investment and Infrastructure Fund Limited, that is NIIFL, and second was your from Japan, that was your Japan Bank, which these are the two organizations that came together to sign an MOU so that we can enhance the participation and investment of Japan in India. Alright, highly important. Next is BSNL. BSNL gets Center's note to sign a 26,821 crore 4G deal with Tata Consultancy Service, that is your TCS. Highly important, friends, you need to know this data also. Alright, that 26,821 crore rupees 4G deal was signed with TCS, and who signed it? It was BSNL. And what is BSNL? Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. Alright, and its approval has been given by Government of India. Also remember, with this, BSNL is set to launch 4G services by the December 2022. Alright, or by the first quarter of the year 2023. Next is India Agribusiness Award 2022. NFDB has won the Best Agribusiness Award under Fisheries sector, and Haryana has won the India Agribusiness Best State Award. Direct remember that it was NFDB, that is your National Fisheries Development Board, under the Department of Fisheries, that comes under the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. Alright, has been awarded with the India Agribusiness Award 2022 for the Best Agribusiness Award under the Fisheries sector at the Agro World 2022. So the question can be asked, this award was presented to National Fisheries Development Board under where, or where this was awarded? Under the Agro World 2022 award or event this was awarded. Highly important. Alright, and here only remember, if we talk about Haryana, it has won the India Agribusiness Best State Award. Then if question asks that this Agro World was organized by whom? This was organized by ICFA. What is ICFA? It is your Indian Chamber of Food and Agriculture. Alright, this was organized. Where was this organized? This Agro World was organized in New Delhi. Next, As we just saw, if we talk about this, it was organized by Indian Chamber of Food and Agriculture at ICAR, that was in Pusa campus, New Delhi. Next is Haryana. We saw this. Haryana has won the Agribusiness Best State Award for outstanding contribution in the areas of agriculture, friendly policies, programs, productions, input, technologies, marketing, infrastructure, and exports in India. Alright, next. Next, we are talking about Neeraj Chopra. Neeraj Chopra has been recently signed up as the Friendship Ambassador of Switzerland Tourism. In order to increase the tourism in Switzerland and in order to encourage the Indian tourists to visit Switzerland more, Neeraj Chopra, who is an Indian Olympic champion, he is also known by the name Golden Boy, and he won gold medal in the Tokyo Olympic Games in the javelin throw event. Alright, so in order to promote the tourism in Switzerland so that more and more Indians can go and travel Switzerland. So that is the reason he was recently appointed as the Friendship Ambassador of Switzerland. Highly important. Next is government is planning to sell their 1.55% stake in Axis Bank. Alright. Then if we talk about this stake will be sold for 4,000 crore rupees, and it will, or we can say the government is planning to sell 1.55%, that will be equal to 46.5 million shares of Axis Bank for 4,000 crore rupees. Direct question, remember it. Then similarly, LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, has raised an investment in Voltas by acquiring 2% stake for 635 crore rupees. Similarly, then moving on, next we are talking about ISRO. ISRO hot test the cryo engine. Alright, payload capacity, highly important. If we talk about this directly, you need to remember that ISRO has recently tested their CE20 cryo engine, which was indigenously developed for the launch of the launch vehicle Mark III, that is LVM3, and GSLV is your geosynchronous launch vehicle Mark III. Alright, highly important. I repeat, ISRO has recently tested their CE20 cryogenic engine. Alright, highly important. And this will promote a thrust level of up to 21.8 ton for the first time. This test will enhance the LVM3, that is your launch vehicle Mark III payload capacity up to 450 kg with additional propellant loading. Highly important. Next is World Science Day for Peace and Development. When do we observe this? It is observed on 10th of November. It is based on the theme, that is Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development. And 10th of November 2022 observed the 21st edition of this World Science Day for Peace and Development. Next is Jaipur. Jaipur is set to host the 11th edition of the India Stone Mart International Exhibition. What is this? Let's talk about it. It will be the 11th edition of the India Stone Mart exhibition that will be hosted where? It will be hosted by Jaipur. Alright, and where is Jaipur? Jaipur is in Rajasthan. This exhibition will be organized by whom? It will be organized by the Center for Development of Stones in collaboration with FICCI. Alright, and remember, India Stone Mart, it is the largest worldwide exhibition of the stone business, showcasing natural stones, associated products and services. So friends, that's all for the day. Now let's go for a quick revision. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has approved India's first sovereign green bonds framework. Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat has released the National Compilation on Dynamic Groundwater Resources of India. India witnessed phenomenal growth in data center capacity. Ministry of Housing Affairs launched the Transport for All Challenge Stage 2 upon the solutions to cater the various innovative solutions in the transport sector in 46 cities of India. The Sunny Sides of Asia, this is the name of the report that released, and it stated that India saved around $4.2 billion through the use of solar energy. India's Ministry of Defense is the world's biggest employer with 2.92 million people as per the data released by Statista. Then Ministry of Home Affairs has completed the Mother Tongue Survey project of 576 languages. Next, Atal Innovation Mission has launched Women-Centric Challenge under the ANIC program. Formula One's Lewis Hamilton has been named as the honorary Brazilian citizenship. Then NPCI has introduced Beam App open source license model for digital payments. SEBI will get fewer complaints on average till October 2023 fiscal year. Scores data release this data. Then NIIFL has signed an MOU with JBIC to enhance the Japanese investment in India. BSNL gets government approval to sign 26,821 crore 4G deal with TCS, and they will be releasing 4G by the end or the first quarter of the year 2023. Then India Agri-Business Award 2022. In this, NFDB has won the Best Agri-Business Award, and here only remember, under this, Haryana win the India Business State Agri-Business Best State Award. Next is Indian Olympic champion Neeraj Chopra has signed a friendship ambassador of Switzerland Tourism in order to encourage Indians to visit Switzerland more. Then LIC bought additional stake in the Voltas for 635 crore rupees, and government is planning to sell their 1.55% stake in the Axis Bank for 4,000 crore rupees. ISRO will successfully test the CE-20 cryogenic engine for their LV-M3 launch. World Science Day for Peace and Development on 10th of November, and Jaipur is set to host the 11th edition of the India Stone Mart International Exhibition. So that's all for the day, friends. Now let's go for the homework. The first question is, which union ministry launched Transport for All Challenge Stage 2 and Citizen Perception Survey 2022? In today's video only we have discussed this. Second, which city is the host of the PM Gati Shakti Multimodal Water Summit? Third, Atal New India Challenge, that is ANIC, is an initiative of which institute? Today only we have discussed this. Fourth, which institution has launched the Executive Action Plan of Early Warnings for All during COP27? Fifth, as per the recent data, the mutual fund penetration is the maximum in which state? And yesterday we did this question. So these are your 5 homework question, friends. Do comment below the answer of each and every one of these questions. If you don't know the answer, all you have to do is just Google the answer. Alright, Google the topic, read an article or two about it, and you will be able to easily answer the question. So that's all for the day, friends. If you have enjoyed the session, all you have to do is comment below and let us know what are your views on such sessions. Like the video, and also if you are new to our channel, subscribe. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairscloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is Affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.